Good evening. Welcome to Cooking with Joyce. Today we are going to make some really easy salmon, and it's a nice way to make a salmon for like a personal serving. And so what we're doing, we're starting it off with some clean. You're gonna wash your salmon and put it in some individual pieces of foil. So I've already done that. I've already washed the salmon, put it in the foil. There's about 1.5 pounds here. And we're gonna start off with putting I have some melted butter here. And this right here is about 3 tablespoons or 4 of melted butter. Let it cool, and you're gonna add the garlic to it, this fresh minced garlic. You probably say, I love garlic, right? I do, and plus it's good for us. But at the same time, if you don't want the fresh garlic, don't add it. Just have maybe your butter and your seasonings and the lemon, and it's going to be really tasty still. Then you're going to go ahead and add, so you put that in there, about 3 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lemon juice. All right. Oh, I spilled. No problem. Put that in there. We're going to top the salmon with those lemon pieces right there. So you're going to go ahead and pour this mixture, the butter mixture, the garlic, and the lemon on the salmon with all those nice fresh garlic pieces. Seems like a lot. You probably won't even use all of it actually. But what it does is it creates such a nice, rich sauce for your salmon. So I like to use quite a bit. Yeah, it's about 2 tablespoons probably for each piece of salmon. This right here I happen to have a little more melted, but trust me, it's going to be really good. So there you go. Then this right here is what I already blended the seasonings. It's like a 1/2 teaspoon each of salt, a good kosher salt or Himalayan salt. We'll talk about that another time. 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, and then a whole teaspoon of oregano, dried oregano. Then I like to add some red pepper flakes, or personally I like Cajun seasoning. So you can do the Cajun seasoning or red pepper flakes or cayenne pepper, just something to give it a little spice. All right. So this right here, we're just go ahead and spoon this all over the salmon. Quite a bit. You want your salmon to be nice and flavorful. Just put this all over. I like to taste the seasonings. Some people say, well, you don't want to season up your meat as well, but I like to have it because sometimes fish has a real strong flavor, and personally I like to have the fish really flavorful. Oh, you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and use some of this butter to put back on top. And this is what's really cool about it too. It has its own container, its own home. So it's going to cook in those good juices, the lemon and the butter. There. I should just add some more in there. Okay, and now what we're going to do is just go ahead and add the remaining lemon peels on top of your salmon. I'm going to give it a little extra flavor. More lemon. Then we're going to go ahead and seal these up. Just roll over the top. Close in. I like to close in the edges so the juices don't come out. That one's a little bit leaked out, but that's okay. As long as it's sealed, make sure there's no holes in your foil. fill those up. We are going to bake this at 375 degrees for about 20-25 minutes. Then we're going to take it out, open the foil, and then broil it for about 2 minutes or so. It's going to be so delicious. I'll see you in just a little while. Okay, so the salmon has been baking for 20 minutes. And what we're gonna do is open it up. I know it's hot, a little bit hot, but just use your little, use your fingers and kind of pry it open. Hear it simmering. So this is how it looks so far. It's been about 20 minutes. There. So now we're going to baste it, and then we're going to put it back in the oven and broil it on high for about 2 to 3 minutes. But you don't want to burn it. Just kind of be careful. Watch. Every oven is a little bit different. But I'm going to put it back in the oven and broil it for about 2 to 3 minutes. And you can just check your oven and then watch how it's going to be so good. I'm going to give a little crust on it, and then be so good. So I'll see you in a little while. Very little while. So I've taken the salmon out. We broiled it for about 2 to 3 minutes. Just depends on your oven. But it gives it a nice little crispy topping. It's going to be so delicious. There you go. Maybe to keep it warm, just go ahead and close it back up and put it on the plates separately. And the person can open up their salmon and have their nice little personal salmon. So, we all know salmon is good for us. Just want to remind you that, and for the health tip for today, that salmon is so good. It's rich in omega-3 acids. It's good for it's a great source of protein if you're trying to have a good protein in your diet. And it's a good source of potassium. It fights inflammation, and it's a good brain food. So if you want to think better and just be more clear-headed, eat some salmon. And remember, cooking is therapy. If you need any help with a certain dish, have any suggestions, I'd be happy to help you. Go ahead and email me or hit me up on Instagram and with your thoughts or your suggestions. I'd love to help you. Thanks again for joining me on Cooking with Joyce.